Going for boost. Well, I think going for boost, if you're a boost merchant, like someone like AJ or someone, you go for boost.
100% of the time.
Yes.
Always, every second of every game. Ball's going in your net, don't worry about it. Go get the boost and make sure you've got the full 100 to celebrate with the other team.
Oh God. Never. Yeah, never. Always go for ball.
Yeah.
Number one rule of Rocket League.
Welcome to the Boost Over Ball podcast, where three aggressively average Rocket League players talk about everything RLCS with your hosts, Ace, Code Red Jack, Kyle Cube, and AJ Binky. So, if you've ever wondered when the best time to go for Boost Over Ball is, you've come to the right place.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Boost Over Ball podcast. To listeners new and old, hello and welcome to the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Kyle K Cube, and today I'm joined with AJ Binky. How's your Friday been?
It's been all right. Didn't get much done at work, so that's cool. Did some agility with the dog, so that's even cooler.
Heck yeah! And we got some more Rocket League to talk about.
Yeah.
On today's episode, we'll be taking a look at the NA Swish stage, reviewing our predictions before taking you guys around the world to check in on the rest of the world of Rocket League before wrapping up for today. But without further ado, let's just jump right into the Swiss stage. AJ, you want to run us down with the results and which teams qualified?
Let's do it. 3-0. We got G2 and M80. 3-1. NRG, Gen G, Space Station. 3-2. We got Luminosity, OG, and Pirates on a Boat. And then we go down to 9 through 16. We got TSM, Omelet, and Incorrect going 2 and 3. 1 and 3 is Dignitas, Deleted XD, and Leftovers. And our 0 and 3s are University of Akron and G Buffo.
So, looking now that we've gone through the results, what kind of sticks out to you the most from this Swiss stage?
TSM not making it.
Okay.
I guess Dignitas not making it. I feel like that's really the only things.
Yeah, I'm quite frankly a little bit surprised that NRG made it as well. I mean, they looked really good. They bounced back after losing to M80 to take down G Buffo, who was the worst team in the tournament this round, but they're able to sweep Luminosity. They sweep Incorrect. Drees looked really good. But
yeah, it's kind of. I mean, I did predict NRG to make top 8, so I guess I can't say it's that surprising for me, but I'm glad. They kind of turned things around a bit.
Me too. It's good for Rocket League if NRG is doing NRG things, but like one of the biggest talking points, at least I think for me, is going to be M80. Right, this is the second time in a row that they went 3-0 through Swiss. They're number 2 seed this time as opposed to number 1 seed last time. They look really good. They 3-1 Gen G in the qualifier 1. They swept Gen G this time. But in qualifier 1, M80 got lost pretty handily to Shopify Rebellion. So they drew up OG in this round. So I don't really know what to make of them. I don't know how I feel. I don't know if they passed the vibe check. What are your kind of thoughts on M80 and what they are as a team now?
They're showing that they're not a fluke, and I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, do you think it could be like consistency? Could it be a consistency issue that's preventing them from getting to that top 4?
I mean, at this point, I feel like it has to be, right? Like,
yeah,
they're consistently making top 16.
Yeah, and consistently making top 2 in Swiss.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Fair.
Guess we'll just have to wait and see. and I'm excited.
Indeed, we will. Now we'll move on to our biggest winners and losers of the Swiss today. Starting out with our biggest winners. First and foremost, I have Pirates on a Boat. They make their second straight top 8. They're able to get some big wins over Dignitas and over TSM. They prove they're not a fluke. They prove they're here to stay. And Achieves, I find it hard to root against Achieves, so I'm happy to see that for them and for the team. Secondly, I got NRG. A big rebound day for NRG. Drees really showed out, and they had a fantastic showing. It only took them 3 tries to get this right. 3 roster moves already. Before even the first major. So congratulations to NRG for making top 8, and good for Drees, who looked like he was going to retire towards the end of that offseason, and then decided to sub for NRG, and now is playing again. So hopefully for NRG's sake, they've found a mainstay for their roster, and they don't have to make a 4th roster change. But good day for NRG. And then last but certainly not least, for winners, I have Luminosity. Bouncing back from a disappointing result in the first qualifier, they played very well, other than getting swept by NRG. But the good news for them is, and in Reddles doing an interview on the Luminosity team stream after the day, they get a rematch against NRG in the playoffs in the first round. So I'm certainly going to be looking forward to watching that match, as it should be a good one. So for winners, is there anybody that I missed, or do you think I kind of hit the nail on the head?
I feel like we should almost put M80 in there. Because they're showing they're not a fluke. But
yeah.
I mean, maybe we should wait until they get top 4 for that. I don't know.
I mean, I kind of still feel like I want to see them play a team that, we know what they are.
Yeah,
right? So, I want to see them make a top 4, right? Because they lost to Shopify last time, and Shopify didn't even make top 16.
Right, that's
so
that's rough.
They're right there. I see the potential. I see why people think that they're going to be a really good team. Nas played awesome today. AJ did well. Jory is a menace. So the roster has all the ability and all the talent to perform and to win events. But until I see it, I don't know that I can put them up here yet.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. Now moving on to our biggest losers. First and foremost, I have Dignitas. They miss out on top 8. They go 1-3. They only were able to win 1 series. They get swept by OG. They lose to Omelet in game 5. Missing out on this top 8 really hurts their chances at making the major. And they kind of never really looked into it in this tournament. So they'll need to rebound in a big way if they want to keep themselves in major contention in the next qualifier.
It's not looking good for them.
No, it is not. And then speaking of another team that things are not looking good for, unfortunately, TSM. Another day, another missed top 8. Very close again to making it this time, but they're not able to finish it off. Getting swept by Incorrect and Pirates on a Boat ended their day. But with this result of not making top 8, it seems as though their major hopes for the first major are slipping away.
Yeah, I'd like to see TSM make it. That'd be cool.
I think so too. And then the last team I got here on the biggest losers is Omelet. They had higher hopes. This is certainly a team that has a lot of skill, a lot of 1v1 talent with Lion Blaze. They're not able to make the top 8. They fall to Genji and Luminosity in successive matches, only taking 1 game off of each of those. And after their win over Deleted, they were not able to regain. So, that's why I have them up on the list. But what are your thoughts on my 3? Did I miss anybody or what?
I don't think you missed anybody necessarily. No. Yeah, I think you covered it.
I mean, one team I did struggle with, and I'd be interested to hear your opinion on this, is the University of Akron. Right, so I didn't want to put them on biggest loser because they're the first CRL team to ever make an RLCS, main event with the Swiss stage. But they did not perform very well. They took Space Station to Game 5, but then they got swept by Incorrect and OG to be the second team out of the tournament. They took 1 more game than G Buffo, which is why they're not in that last spot. But they never really looked super threatening, down the stretch. But I give them tons of props for making the event first and foremost, and I feel like they could use
Yeah.
this as a learning experience moving forward.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's big for like the entire college scene, really.
Yeah, I mean, they were talking about it on the mainstream, right? Like CRL isn't just C3s anymore, right? Like CRL
Right.
players can hang with the big guys, and I think that's really
Yep.
important for the CRL scene. I think that's really important for college Rocket League in general. So happy to see that they were able to put in the kind of performance to qualify them for top 16.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Alrighty, now on to AJ's series of the day. You got a pick for us on this one?
M80's sweep over Gen G. It was I mean, they were all like at least relatively close games, it looked like. Let's see, where are we at now? Gen G M80, yeah. Yeah, like 2-0, 2-1. And then the last one was 4-1. But the first two were at least close. And like it just goes to show like M80 is good. Like they know what they're doing. They're making top eights for a reason.
Yeah, I mean,
And I think they're gonna be around for a while.
I think so too. Like I struggled debating putting them into the biggest winners or not, but like we talked about earlier, I want to see them make a top 4 before we put them into that category. But I certainly think that's a good series pick. I kind of thought coming out of the last event that maybe it was a little bit lucky for them to beat Gen G the way that they did, but they came out and proved everybody wrong, and they swept them this time. They didn't drop any games to them, so hats off to M80, and that was a fun series to watch for M80 fans. But the streak continues, it seems, for our predictions. You went 7 for 8, correctly getting G2, Gen G, Space Station, Pirates on a boat, M80, OG, and NRG, and just missing out on TSM and not picking Luminosity, going 7 for 8. And I had G2, Gen G, Space Station, Pirates on a Boat, M80, and Luminosity correct, and missed out on TSM and Dignitas. I did not pick Luminosity and OG. So, both passing, you did better than I did. So congratulations. And I feel like
Thanks.
we're kind of on a hot streak here.
Yeah, we definitely are. Also, I'm glad Luminosity made it. Their streams are awesome.
Yeah. Before we jump onto our predictions for top 4 and winner, like I have to give a massive shout out to Luminosity. They peaked at over 4,000 viewers on their watch party.
Wow.
Which is by
For
far
good
the most
reason.
of any watch party, but their stream is so unhinged. It's really, really funny. Like,
It's so good.
Spaceman and Corelli do such a good job. Like, they gave them so much creative freedom, the people at Luminosity did. So, thank you for allowing this to happen, for letting us watch this stream. It's truly some really funny viewing. One of the quotes from today is Spaceman, he's a Stingray, and he just got Steve Irwined. I mean,
You know what happens when you mess with the Stingray?
you get Steve Irwined.
That's so good.
That's so unhinged, but it's so funny. That they certainly make it interesting.
Classic.
And if you have not caught their team streams, I would highly, highly, highly recommend you do so at Open
They're up,
Qualifier
like,
number 3.
2-0 in the series, and they're just playing Hangman.
And they're like, "Get us out of here! Get us out of here! It's over. This is
Yeah.
over. Get the clown music in here."
Yeah, that was so funny.
Yeah, but moving on with our predictions, AJ, you got a prediction for top 4?
Yep. G2, Gen G, M80, and NRG.
Okay. And then do you have a winner?
G2.
Okay.
You picked G2 too?
Yeah, I picked G2 to win. Until I see otherwise, there's no reason for me to think that it's going to be anybody other than G2.
Yeah.
However, for my top 4, I have G2, Space Station Gaming, OG, and Luminosity. So one of us is going to be very right, and the other one is going to be very wrong.
I could see OG and Luminosity. Kind of surprised by that SSG pick, though.
I kind of am too, but I thought Chicago looked good. I thought that they kind of were able to regain in a big way after almost, they went to game 5 in every series except for the one they lost to G2. But, they looked
Mhm.
good. I think that they can string some games together in the playoff bracket. But
That's fair. And they got Sad Jr. with the whiteboard, so he's
Oh,
probably
yeah.
working some magic too.
you can't underestimate the value of a whiteboard.
Exactly. If anybody knows that, it's Farah.
Indeed. But with that, do you have anything else to add to the NA Swiss stage or anything you want to talk about before we jump around the world?
I don't think so. Kind of just overall boring at this point, right? For the most part, at least.
I mean, there were some good series in there, but I feel like for the most part, I think you're right. I think a lot of the matches ended up how we thought that they would. So
Mhm.
maybe NA can take a page out of EU's book and make it an exciting day 2 tomorrow.
That'd be fun. I'm ready for it. Let's see it.
It would indeed. So without further ado, let's take us around the world. AJ, you want to take us away with the teams making top 8 for OCE?
OCE top 8, we got Power, Pioneers, Kaka's Minions, Tiki Taka, Ground Zero, Gremlins, Chiefs, and Shooting.
So we got to do it. Let's go best name.
Tiki Taka.
Tiki Taka. It's the most fun to say.
Gremlins is good too, though.
It is not bad. I think I think it's a close second.
Yeah, I think it's 1 and 2. Tiki Taka, Gremlins.
And then, do you really expect it to be anybody in the top 4 other than Power, Pioneers, Kaka's Minions, and Tiki Taka?
No,
I kind of don't either. I think Power wins again.
I'll go Pioneers
Okay.
just to be different.
Hey, fair.
No,
Next-
I'm sticking with Ground Zero.
Okay.
I like their decal.
Okay, that's fair. It's a good one. Next up, we got Sam, and your teams making top 8 are Furia, W7, M Esports, Melados, Complexity, Secret, Ninjas in Pajamas, Gamer Legion, and True Neutral. The biggest thing before we jump into best name is there is no crew in this top 8. They miss
they don't
out
have
on
Brad.
top 8. Yeah, they're missing out on the homie Brad.
Yeah. I don't know what else it could be.
I don't either. But crew most notably dropping a game 5 to Ninjas in Pajamas, to a game 5 to Gamers Legion, and then dropping in 4 games to True Neutral. Not a great showing for them, so hopefully they can look to bounce back and get back up there because I like crew. We still like Brad, but I got a soft spot in my heart for crew.
Yeah, for sure.
But best name for Sam?
Ninjas in Pajamas.
Agreed.
You just can't beat it.
No, you cannot.
All right, let's move on to Mina.
Okay. For just a quick PSA on Mina, they do not play on Sundays, so they are a day ahead. So we will list out our top 8, and then we also know the teams that have made top 4 as well.
All right, so top 8, we got Falcons, Wawa, Infinity, Twisted Minds, Rule 1, Fearless, Fivehead, and Nameless. And then we'll do top 4 right off the bat. We got Falcons, Twisted Minds, Rule 1, and Fivehead.
Okay. So you want to do a top 8 best name and a top 4 best name?
Well, sure, but isn't it going to be the same?
Yes.
All right, then. Fivehead for both.
Fivehead. Yep.
Yep. And then, we got top 4. Who wins that?
Falcons.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
I think it's
hard to
another.
pick.
I think it's another Rule 1 Falcons grand finals, and Twisted Minds is a good team, but I don't know that I really see anybody else kind of competing for this region the way that those two are, and nothing has shown. Nothing is given me a reason to not pick Falcons.
Yeah.
So, but we'll have to wait and see. So championship Saturday for them will be taking place tomorrow. But moving into APAC, teams making top 8, we have Chapati Dream, Gaming Gladiators, Elevate, Sailing Esports, Koshiki Karj, Go Blocks, Detonator, and Los Angeles Signal.
All right. So, what do we got for best name?
It's got to be Chapati Dream.
It has to be.
Yep.
And didn't I also see that they went 3-0 this morning?
They did go 3-0. Yep, you are correct.
That's so awesome.
They dropped one match to Sailing Esports, and that is it.
You know what that means, right?
What does it mean?
They're gonna win.
Okay. I'm gonna take game.
Don't agree.
I'm taking Gaming Gladiators.
I'm going Chapati Dream. I'm following my dreams here.
Okay. I believe in Marky Duda.
Yeah, it's gonna be Gladiators Chapati Dream finals. I'm calling it now.
Okay, that'd be a fun
And
one.
Los Angeles Signal is going down. They're getting swept first round.
Chapati Dream takes
they're
them
getting
out.
swept.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Get those U.S. Region transfers out of there.
Yeah, stick to your own country.
They can't.
I know. That's awesome. I mean, it's not awesome if they like win things, but you get the point.
And then our last region that we got up on this episode is Sub-Saharan Africa, SSA. Our teams making top 8. We have Limitless, Young Money Clan, Drift Queens, Stras Kabibi, Shmongolia, Bonjour, 77 Blocks, and Firehawks.
Wait, I thought. Oh no, I'm thinking Young Whippersnappers. Never mind.
Yeah.
Like, I thought Young Money Clan didn't make it, but I'm thinking a different team. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. All right, best name.
Shmongolia.
Yeah, I agree. However, Rift Queens.
That's
That's
pretty
pretty
good.
good.
It is pretty
I feel
good.
like it's kind of like a play on drag queens, and that's pretty awesome.
I think so too. But also,
it's funny.
we do
Wait,
we do have to mention.
Yeah.
Pour one out for the homie World of Tanks, dropping Game 5 to Firehawks to miss out on top 8. Because I think that takes it if they qualify for me.
Oh, that's a close. I think you're right. I think we would have to do that. That's so good.
But also, most notably, in the top 8, Young Money Clan, Drift Queens, Firehawks, Stras Kabibi are all non-SSA teams.
Oh, that sucks.
Same with 77 Blocks. Same with
Jeez.
So there's a lot of teams that are not SSA in this.
Was that 5 teams?
Yes.
That's rough.
However, Limitless continues to run the region, only dropping 1 game to Firehawks. So for that reason, Limitless is my pick to win. What about you?
I want to take my guys at Shmongolia.
Okay.
Just because of the name. I know I looked this up last time. I picked them to win too. But who's on this team? Snoozy, Wordy, and Guns. All right. I'm taking those guys.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that wraps up our journey around the world of Rocket League. Before we wrap up for this episode, was there anything you wanted to talk about or add about anything we've talked about or anything we haven't talked about?
I feel like orgs need to come up with better names, like Sesame Street Ballers and Shmongolia.
Yeah, I mean, I understand wanting the org as your team name, but I think some of the most memorable team names are not org named. So
World of Tanks.
That's really good.
I want to know the story behind that team name.
I do too, so badly.
Oh man.
But if you got nothing else to add, we'll wrap up here for this episode.
Yeah, I'm good.
So we'd like to thank you so much for listening. We'd like to remind you to please follow us on Twitter, Instagram, join our Discord, rate us wherever you listen to podcasts. Rate us those 5 stars. It really helps us grow our show and grow our platform. Check out our YouTube, our Twitch, our TikTok, and our merch store. All of these links and more can be found on our website at boostoverball.com. With the major number 1 being announced in Copenhagen, we will unfortunately not be making the journey over there for a weekend. So we are looking into organizing an in-person watch party. So if you are interested in that, let us know on Twitter. Let us know in our Discord. As we'd love to see as many people as we can, and get together and watch some Rocket League, because that's really what this is all about. But again, thank you guys so much for listening. And from us here on the show, as always, remember to choose boost over ball.
Thank you for listening to the Boost Over Ball podcast. Make sure to check out our website, www.boostoverball.com, and rate us wherever you listen to podcasts.